Hey guys, this is Ebony and I'm coming to you with another video. It's time for me to vlog today. And I am just excited because I don't think I have vlogged in about 2 or 3 weeks. It's been a while and this is something that I do on the side. I enjoy doing it. It's like a hobby for me. Um, so I'm happy to be up here. Just kind of I don't vlog until God like give me things to vlog about. Like I'm just that intentional, when it comes to doing videos. I want to be God led, spirit led. So, I just drop things as God lays it on my heart. But today, I do want to come to you guys with a very familiar topic that most of us have been through. And if we have not been through it, we will definitely experience it in life. But first, I want to introduce a special guest on today. I have my bunny rabbit Jackson with me. He is joining us on today's episode, today's video, and you will see him going in and out of his log, doing what he does. So that is Jackson, guys. If you guys are wondering what he is, he's a bunny rabbit. Okay, so let's dive right in because I don't want to make this too lengthy. Okay, so like I said, as individuals, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, we will go through periods where people will leave us. People will walk out of our lives. They will walk away from our team. They will walk away from our circles. And it is one of the most difficult things to cope with if you don't understand the purpose behind it. Okay, so that's where I was in my business last year, like over a course of 7 or 8 months. Like, I just experienced people constantly walking away, constantly, you know, just leaving my team. And I just found myself like so disappointed, so hurt constantly over and over again. So let me just give you guys a backdrop, back information of why, I'm doing this video. So last year, at the beginning of last year, I was at a point when I was telling God, like, this just ain't working for me, God. I have to do better as a leader, as a boss. I feel like I'm lacking in these areas. I need you to bring someone, connect me with someone that can help steer my business in a totally different direction. Someone that's going to help me in leadership skills, you know, um, for the betterment of my company. Like I just need help, God. So long story short, God was like, yes, you're right. You need to raise the bar. It's time for you to level up. But first of all, you have to do some cleaning up in your business. Okay. You have to do some cleaning up with who's on your team. Okay. So, when God tells you to raise the bar, and to raise your business standards, you work close enough to people where you know their strengths and you know their weaknesses, and you automatically know who's not going to make the cut. Okay. That's where I was. Okay. When God started to reveal new ways of operating, I already knew who would have a problem with the new way of operating and who would last. Okay. So here I am. God has given me a brand new vision. God will just do that to you sometimes. Like he will just be like, boom, this is what we doing now. Forget this other stuff. Visions change, goals change, guys. And you have to just be ready to rock and roll with the way, the path that God is leading you on. So that's where I was. So I presented it to my team. I was like, hey, God has given me a new vision. I'm going to bring in somebody that has the professional credentials, knowledge, and wisdom to help steer us in a better direction as a team, as a whole. That didn't go so well. Okay. It just went downhill from there. Okay. And let me just put in a nugget right here, guys. Your vision is not up for negotiation. And when I say that, I mean, if God has given you a vision for your company, your business, whatever you may be doing, and you present it to people and they automatically shoot it down or they don't want to cooperate, you know, uh, it's time for us to part ways. Okay. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to opinions. if it aligns with what God is showing me. But if you're not going to be cooperative with what God wants to do, this isn't going to work. This just not going to work anymore. Okay, so that's where I was. I got a lot of kickback, I got a lot of attitudes, and people just started to walk away. And it was just one of the most hurtful things because some of these people had been with me from the very beginning. Okay, so yes, they began to walk away. And let me just explain, guys, when you present changes to your team, to your, your crew, your circle, you know, people, the nature of people is they don't want to adapt. Okay, changing is painful for some people. Sometimes people are so comfortable on a level that they've been coasting on that when it's time to um, go to another level or take another direction, they get defensive, because they're so comfortable. Change, it hurts sometimes. It's difficult, it's challenging. People are comfortable where they are, but as a leader, you have to change the course of direction sometimes for the betterment of the company, of the team, of the circle. So that's where I was, okay? And you're going to have to make a lot of unpopular decisions that people will not want to abide by. Okay, you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with people saying, I don't agree with that. I think that's a stupid decision. I think that's silly. You have to be comfortable with people's opinions because they will throw their opinions, their suggestions, everything your way without being asked to. Okay? So that's where I was. I brought in somebody with the credentials, with the wisdom, and the knowledge to help better my company. And people began to walk away. People that told me, hey, Ebony, you're the best boss I've ever had. I will never leave you. I will always be here for you. I will always work for you. They left. Okay, people that told me they had my back, they was like, adios. I'm not doing this. This is stupid. I'm not working with so and so. And it was just a hurtful time for me. It really just showed me the characters of people, like the different personalities, when people don't want to abide by your rules, your regulations. It's crazy. So I went through that for a course of a couple of months. It was just one of the most defeating moments of my life because you begin to feel like, well, it has to be something I'm doing because everyone wants to leave. Everyone wants to walk away from me. Lord, what am I doing? Okay, so that's where I was. Now, I'm going to give you guys a few pointers that, God began to reveal to me and show me, and it really helped me to cope when people began to walk away now. Like, I'm not as hurt anymore. I understand more. My perspective has changed a whole lot. And when people walk away, it's never really easy unless you know downright, hey, that was like 100% their fault. Like, I'm glad they left. Unless it was like a terrible experience like that. But I just want to share with you guys some of the things that I have learned. And it's crazy because everyone talks about the perks of leadership. Like, everyone is happy to have people working for them or people up under them serving. Like, yeah, I got employees, I have an assistant, I have this one over there doing that for me, this one at another location working for me. Everyone talks about the perks of leadership, but no one wants to discuss the burden of leadership. Leadership can be burden. It can be a burden. Okay, it's not all peaches and cream over here. I'm telling you, your feelings will be scorned. Okay, your feelings will be shot down. Your vision can be will be judged. Like, people, you guys will be amazed. Like, leadership is so hard. When I hear people, boasting about, ooh, I can't wait to get employees. I can't get to can't wait to have people working for me. I'm just looking at them like, you have no idea. Like, you have it so good right now by yourself. Like, leadership is, it could be a blessing, it could be a curse. But anyway, I just want to share with you guys some of the things that I have learned that has helped me deal with when people want to exit out of my life, out of my business. Okay, so the first one is, we have to stop looking at people leaving as a failure. Okay, it's an undercover success. Okay, what I mean by that, it happens. People are going to leave. It's a part of business. It's a part of leadership. Okay, it's a part of being a boss. Your employees are going to leave you. Okay, so most of them did not come to stay. Some of them came to leave for a season. Seasons change. People change. Okay, you have to look at it with how can I put this? With a spiritual perspective. Okay, once you start looking at things from a spiritual perspective, your whole mindset changes. And I'm telling you. Okay, so what I mean by that, um, everyone that comes into your life is an assignment. Whether you're crossing paths with people, whether you're connected to people for a season, every connection is an assignment. And we have to begin by taking our feelings out of our assignment. Okay, so what do I mean by that? God will sometimes bridge us with people that compliment us. God will connect us with people that will make us better. Okay, so what do I mean? I mean, for instance, God can connect you with people that you guys will simultaneously be developing and sharpening each other at the same time. You guys are both each other's assignments. For example, last year, when I told you guys I brought in someone that had the professional credentials to help take my business to another level, when I say that she fully possessed everything that I was lacking, she was amazing. Everything that I lacked as a leader, as a business owner, I gleaned from her. Okay, I learned from her. I sat with her, I picked her brain. I learned from this connection. And by the time that she left, because our season was up to very short season, but I believe that God connected us for this very reason. She complimented me, and by the time she left, those skills that I was lacking, oh my God, I was full of, and I understood when she left. Like, that was the first person that left that I had a clear understanding that, hey, you have to learn from your connections. You have to learn why people come into your life and why they leave. Okay? And that was who she was. Like, I wasn't even upset when she left, because I had viewed her differently. I understood that God sent her just for that purpose, to help better me, to develop me, to sharpen me, to equip me as a business owner. Okay, so you have to look at it as you're assigned to people, and people are assigned to you. And once you guys both complete your assignments, God is basically saying, okay, they have learned all that they can from each other. This assignment is complete. Okay, you have to look at it like that. Learn from your connections, and when it's time to move on, it's just time to move on. Okay, so the next one is, you have to learn how to love people while they're on the way out the door. Love people while they're leaving. Never burn your bridges, because you never know who you may need. Okay, don't walk around bitter. Don't walk around mad because people decide to leave you, decide to leave your ministry, your organization. God knows what He's doing. Okay, and every disconnection doesn't have to end on a bad note. Okay, let me share this with you guys really quickly. This is how much I believe in that statement. Now, last year I had brought on a girl, and needless to say, like, it just didn't work out. Okay, so on her very last day here, we were kind of like going back and forth, with a disagreement that we had. And on her way out the door, she called me a B. Yes, you heard correctly. She called me a bitch. And I was like, whoa, okay, wait, did you just call me that? So, needless to say, the conversation ended. And the next day, I'm sorry, I popped my lips like that. I'm sorry. But the next day, I took it upon myself to call her. And I was like, you know what? We're both grown women. you know with that, we're both black women. We're supposed to be sisters. We're supposed to be on the same team. I don't like ending on bad notes with people, so I'm reaching out to you to let you know, hey, I forgive you. I just want to move forward. We can go our separate ways, but I'm not mad at you. I don't want you walking around mad at me. It is what it is. We can be mature about this thing. And needless to say, by the time I got finished talking, guys, her whole countenance softened. Her character began to soften, and we ended up ending on a cordial level. Okay? And that is just like one of the things, like, don't end on bad notes with people. You never know who you may need again. My child may grow up to need her. She may own a banging business one day and my child might go work for her. Like, you just never know how things circle back around. Okay? And also, never beg people to stay. While they're on the way out the door, you may need them, and, you know, you may feel like you're at a place where you only have them, but never beg people to stay when they clearly let they don't want to be there. Don't beg them to stay. No, God will send somebody to fill the void that their exit creates. Okay? So, last but not least, you have to remember it's not who you have with you sometimes, it's who you don't have with you. Okay? That makes so much sense when you guys think about it. Sometimes God will shrink the team before he adds more value to the team. And what do I mean by that? Guys, I was reading the other night about the story of Gideon. I can't go into full detail because I'm trying to keep this video short. But, when you guys have a moment, just please go look up, read the story of Gideon. Very good story. And it's in Judges. And Gideon is basically like the head of this army. And, he's over 32,000 men, almost 32,000 men that he is managing. Okay? Can you guys picture that in the business world? He's managing, he's leading. And God told him out the blue one day, look, you got too many people with you. Some of them got to go. They're not capable. They're not suitable. You got to let them go. So Gideon's like, okay, what you want me to do, God? So God told Gideon, take all of your men to the river. Tell them to drink water from the river. Guys, this is a good story. This is a very good business perspective for keeping people on your team. So God told him, go to the river, tell your men to drink water from the river. And the men that lap the water like a dog, that's who you want on your team. That's who you want in your army. If they don't do that, send them home. Okay, that's what God told him. God, read the story, guys. This story is good. So Gideon took them down to the river, and every man that put his face directly into the water to drink the water, he sent them home. The ones that lapped the water like a dog, when I say they lapped the water, they made the water come to their face while still being alert of their surroundings. Okay? You want people on your team who are alert, who's looking out for who has your back, who's looking out for your surroundings. You don't want people who take their eyes off the goal. You don't want people on your team who's blind to what's going on around them. How can they help you? So at the end, guys, Gideon came with 32,000 men. After God put them through that test, he only had 300 people with him. So that's why I say sometimes God will shrink the team before he adds to the team. Okay, and this is just a nugget too. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the lady was saying it was about um, teamwork, team leadership. I listen to a lot of that because that's basically the season that I'm in. So she said that the team that got you here may not be the team that gets you there. Do you guys hear me? So I took that as the people that start with you will not always be the people that finish with you. Okay, so when people are leaving, just remember maybe it's not meant for them to go with me to my next chapter. Okay, it's not about who's walking away, it's about who's still walking with me. Okay, so that is just my thing, and we have to stop viewing it as it's their fault that they're leaving. Sometimes it's your fault. Okay, sometimes it's nobody's fault. Sometimes God is just trying to send both of you on to your next assignment. Okay, also, you have to know that not only do you outgrow people, sometimes people outgrow you. Sometimes people outgrow what you have to offer them. You know, sometimes people outgrow their capabilities while they're under you. And it's time for them to go to the next level under somebody else that can offer what you couldn't offer. Okay? So those are the three things that has helped me, guys, to understand the purpose when people walk out of my life, when people walk out of my business. It's nothing personal, guys. It's nothing personal. It's purpose. Okay? Stop looking at people leaving as a failure. It is an undercover success. It's a success for you, and it's probably a success for them. Okay? Also, love them while they're leaving. Stop walking around being mad at folks for leaving you, for leaving your company, leaving your circle. Okay? Stop walking around bitter, just hoarding that stuff in your heart. Forgive, love them while they're on the way out the door, and live your life. Live and forgive. Yes, sometimes, situations and relationships, connections end in a bad way. But once your feelings are calm, once you're calmed down, pick up the phone, make amends. Life is too short. You know what I'm saying? And remember, guys, sometimes it's not who's with you, it's who is not with you. Remember the story of Gideon. Okay, at the end, he ended up with 300 people out of 32,000. He had the most competent with him. He had the most skillful with him. The ones he thought that he would never have to send home, or the ones that he thought would never leave, they had to end up walking away. God knew what was best. God gave him the very best. Okay? So don't be intimidated by when people leave, guys. I'm telling you, you have to change your perspective. Change your perspective. Look at it from a destiny view of things. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel, guys. If you are liking the material that you are hearing, I promise, guys, that everything I share, it is like firsthand experience. And a wise person once said that, not it's wise to learn from your experience, but it's even wiser to learn from the experience of other people. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe and share. If I have been a blessing to you guys, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk with you later. See you guys on the next video.